Would you be disappointed if the trip you planned was not the trip you took? Our trip to Gulf Shores was way different and way better than we expected.
You're listening to Travel FOMO, a podcast for people self-diagnosed with wanderlust.
Welcome to the Travel FOMO podcast. I'm Hillary Houghton, and I am here with my travel buddy, my husband, Jamin.
Hey there.
Hey. And we're focusing on beaches in this season. It's season 4, and it's all I can do to not book another beach vacation.
Yeah, talking about beaches does make you want to go where the water's clear and there's some sand.
It really does the trick. We had planned this trip to Gulf Shores. It's been a couple years, several years, and we had planned it for the two of us, but then at the last minute we decided to invite our friends, Jeremy and Casey Nelson, whom I'm sure people wonder if we ever go on vacation without them.
We try not to.
We try not to. This is a clear example of that. We started to go on our own vacation and we ended up pulling them into it. And
yeah, I think we pressured them. We were like, we already got this condo. It's got another bedroom. The bedroom's just going to sit there unused if you don't come with us. So
yep.
Yeah, we forced them into it.
Exactly. They'd been going through some hard stuff at the time. And so it really made a lot of sense to just throw it out there. And if they wanted to get away with us, they were more than welcome to. And they took us up on the offer. So
yeah, I was really glad that they did. And that's, when you are going through hard stuff, sometimes it's really tempting to just isolate and be on your own. And I was really glad that they decided to go ahead and come with us. It made our trip a lot better.
Yeah, it did. And also, people, they just get tired, when you've got a lot going on or you're going through something hard, you're just exhausted. And sometimes you just want, even if you had the time, you would want to spend that time at home. And the fact that they felt comfortable spending time with us meant a lot. And we've kind of seen that unfold throughout the years where different couples might be going through hard times at different times. And it doesn't change the fact that we're all still together and hang out together and we walk through those times together. So
yeah.
Love that.
Grateful for good friends.
Yes, exactly. So we hit up New Orleans on our way there, too.
Yeah, so the reason that we had picked Gulf Shores was because it was a drivable beach destination from where we lived in Dallas. Mm-hmm. And, it is a really approachable, and we had never been there, heard good things about it. And so that's one of the reasons we picked it. And we stopped on the way there. We stopped in New Orleans for the night, which back in season 2, there's an episode out in New Orleans. So if you haven't heard that one, go back and listen to it. It's pretty good. But that was the first night of this trip.
Yes.
And it was, admittedly, kind of a difficult beginning to the trip because I got a speeding ticket on the first day, which if you know me, you know that I don't speed.
Never happens.
And so I don't get tickets.
Yeah. And sincerely, though, I don't know of this ever happening another time.
Yeah. And I was driving down this highway in Louisiana. It's the flattest road in the whole world. And I honestly thought I was going the speed limit. I was going 65. Apparently the speed limit was 55. And, I got to pay to learn that lesson. But so I was a little frustrated about that. That's not how you want to start vacation, is knowing. And you don't initially know how much is the ticket going to be, what's it going to do to my insurance. And so you're just calculating all the cost right out of the gate on your first day of vacation, which wasn't a great place to begin. But
yeah. But then you thought about all the tickets that I've had and you're like, well...
Yeah, I was like, we do this all the time. It's just not me that does it.
So true.
But, and then when we actually made it to Gulf Shores, we go in and I had booked online, go into the place, gonna pick up my key and got my confirmation number, all this stuff. And they're like, your confirmation or your booking was canceled. And I was like, well, no, it wasn't canceled because I have my confirmation number right here. And they're like, no, we're sorry. Like, we canceled your booking, and that I think the condo owner had decided to stay there themselves. And so they had like canceled the reservation, but I never received that on my end.
Right. Through the third party we were using.
Right.
Yeah. You went in and we waited and we waited and we waited and we went inside and we were like, and then we find out what happened. And we're like, oh, like we don't have a place to stay, but they're working on it. We're going to try to get a place to stay. They're going to get us a place to stay, but it's going to be a while. And then you're like, why don't y'all, it's going to be a while. Like, why don't y'all go ahead and go get some groceries?
Yeah.
Because I remember going in there and also kind of waiting in there for a minute with you and then realizing like, oh, this is not going to get resolved anytime soon.
Yeah. Yeah. And it was really, I mean, it's one of the times that I've probably been the most aggressive about this is not my problem to figure out and you're going to figure it out, because I kept coming back to...
You're so good at that. I love it.
Well, I kept coming back to, you guys have my money.
Yeah.
Like, you guys took my money, so you're going to get me a place to stay. And they just kept saying, well, we'll refund your money. And I was like, I don't want a refund of my money. I want the place to stay. When you canceled my reservation was the time to refund my money. And we could go our separate ways then. Not today while I'm standing here.
Yeah.
And so we go back and forth. We get managers involved and things escalate. You guys decide to go ahead and go get groceries because we were like, well, worst comes to worst, we'll just find a different place to stay.
Yeah, we'll stay in a hotel. We'll do something.
But I just remember having so much anxiety over it and angst over it and being so frustrated because it's us, our friends are there in this place that I've
promised
booked.
them an amazing
trip.
trip.
We've been like, oh, it'll be great. We've like snookered them into coming along with us on this trip. Like, oh, it'll be great. You'll have your room. They'll be in this place. Been showing them pictures of the place and like it'll be close to the beach and all this. They come back to me with one spot that was nowhere near any kind of water. And I was like, no, I'm not doing that. Like, you're going to get me the place that I booked. And so eventually they found a place that I think they deeply discounted it and were able to negotiate with the owner of a different condo. And because it was unexpectedly available, we were able to get a lot better rate. So we did end up with a place like a 2-bedroom condo with like ocean view and a nice balcony, and everything was great. And we ended up with a nicer place than the one that we had originally booked. Yeah. But it took a lot of wrestling to get us to that point, but not a great way to start out.
Oh, thanks, baby. I didn't, it's easy to forget like everything that you went through to do that for us. You guys can hear our dog, Magnolia. She doesn't like it when we hang out in here without her.
Right. She's trying to be a contributor right now. Mm-hmm. It's not helpful.
Yeah. So fun fact about Maggie is that sometimes when we have to leave, we usually put on music or TV or something for her. And sometimes we play the podcast for her.
Yeah, sometimes she listens to the podcast.
So right now she's getting she's a little jealous because she's not getting to be a part of the podcast, I think.
Yeah, so if you're a golden doodle that needs to be soothed, feel free to play season 1 of the Travel FOMO podcast.
It'll get them. It'll get them. Too funny. And you can do that by just asking Alexa to play Travel FOMO.
Yeah, you kind of got to spell it out for Alexa.
Mm-hmm.
So if you guys would share this and make it a really popular podcast, maybe that wouldn't be the case. But for now, you're going to have to spell it out for Alexa.
Exactly. Yes. Be sure and let your pups know. They'll be all over it. I really want to tell you about this great new thing that I found. Every time I bring it on a trip, I am so glad that I did. It saves me money, it makes life easier, and I'm better looking because of it. The only problem is I haven't found it yet. So if your product can make our lives better, let's talk, because we want to know and we want to share. Where were we?
We had just got into the better condo.
The better part.
We actually ended up in a really good condo. Like, you guys had gotten the groceries, we got keys to a place to stay, and the revelry began.
And it was such a good condo. We all walked in and we all kind of went because you could just see down this hallway and see the ocean, and it was like, oh yeah, this is good.
Yeah. A lot of those beach condos have great views, but this one had floor to ceiling windows throughout the whole kitchen, living room. The way it was set up was really good, and a full balcony. Yeah. And we were up a little bit higher, so you could really see. It was pretty nice.
It was nice, and it was really the first of beach condos for us. And since then, we kind of love beach condos.
Yeah.
So it's kind of our thing a little bit.
Yeah, I love going to the beach and getting a condo. It's really good. If you haven't done it, definitely recommend it.
Yeah, you can see storms rolling in, which is so cool. And then the view of a sunset. It's just, you feel really close to the ocean, but really far away. And you just have the views you can get from a condo are just really high and pretty. It's just really neat.
Yeah, you really do I feel like you get to enjoy the beach a lot from your condo as well. I feel like other places, maybe you're only enjoying the beach when you go. Mm-hmm. But if you get in a condo, especially on a higher floor, and you take some time, pick one you really like with a nice balcony and good furniture on it where you can actually hang out on the balcony.
Yeah.
It can be really nice.
Yeah, and you can also, we love to leave the doors or windows open so that you can hear it while you sleep at night, and you can feel safe about that because you're up really high, and we really feel like we're at the beach 24/7 when we do a beach condo.
Yeah, for sure.
Yay. Okay, so let's talk about food.
Yeah, a lot of great places in Gulf Shores.
Yeah. It's very family friendly. If we haven't said that yet, it is very family friendly. I think our first night we did Janino's Pizza. Mm-hmm. We did Pink Pony Pub, which was one I'd really had my eye on.
Get those nachos.
They have nachos, and I love me some nachos. So I definitely hit those up, and that was fun. There's also Bill's on the Beach, which we have the cups to prove we were there.
Yeah.
They send you home with some cups, and I think that was one of my favorite places too. It was good food.
It was really good. I had shrimp there, I remember, and it was really good. Bill's on the Beach was a place that we kind of just went to because I was like, oh, this place. I think we even might have gone there for lunch because I was like, we'll grab something quick. But it was really good.
We were surprised that we didn't have high expectations and really liked it. We also went to the wharf.
At Orange Beach.
Yeah, and it was, it's got lots of shopping and restaurants and all kinds of stuff. I would definitely recommend people do that. If you're kind of tired of the beach scene, or you're looking for something, if you're looking to get dressed up and kind of go out a little bit, it's just kind of fun to go shopping.
Yeah, I had a bunch of restaurants and shopping and stuff like that. Was definitely cool. Yeah, it was a lot of fun to check out.
Mm-hmm. And then we always find ice cream places wherever we go.
Yeah, it's vacation.
And so we found a place called Scoops. It had some good ice cream. We also went to King Neptune's for lunch.
Yeah, great food there, and cheap drinks, really affordable, more of a divey kind of place, but definitely especially for a beach vacation, just the right speed.
Yeah. It was more casual, which was nice. And then we went to Tacky Jack's. Why did we go to Tacky Jack's? Do you remember?
Yes, I do. As part of the wrestling that happened over the condos, they tried to make up to me and my frustration by offering me gift certificates to a local restaurant. And that was Tacky Jack's.
Got it. Which we were underwhelmed by.
A lot of salt.
Yes.
A lot of salt. Little seafood, lot of salt.
A lot of salt. We were all just could hardly put the food in. It was really hard to eat. It was so salty.
Yeah, I think we coined the phrase saltabetes.
We did.
At that place.
Hashtag Saltabeaties.
Yeah, it was pretty rough. But we used those gift cards.
That's right. We ate for free.
Yeah.
So it's a good thing we didn't pay for that. Well, and it does have a great atmosphere. It's a lot of these places have a lot of outdoor space. It's Florida, you know, so people like to be outside. And so we did enjoy the atmosphere.
Cool vibes. I would go back for like drinks and apps.
Oh, that's a great idea.
I'll probably do something like that. Would be a perfect spot for something. Yeah.
And then we also went to Original Oyster House.
Oh, it was really good.
Yeah, that's a pretty popular one. It could be a long time for you to get in. I think we had to wait a while at the bar.
Yeah.
So
had to wait at the bar and drink drinks while we waited on dinner.
Such a hard life on vacation. It's so bad. But we also we played a little joke on Casey that night because we'd been shopping. They have some shopping attached to it, and so we'd bought her mom a Vera Bradley bag because I think her mom was house sitting the dogs or something. House sitting and taking care of the dogs. And so they wanted to get her a little something. So they bought her a bag, and then, we sit at the bar and we have these drinks, and then they take us to our table, and Casey's, she takes her drink and that's all she's worried about. And she forgets the Vera Bradley bag. And so we pick it up. We don't leave it there. And but then about 30 minutes or an hour later, she's like, where's the gift? Where's where? And she goes running back to the bar, and she's looking everywhere and asking everywhere for it. And then she comes back and we're like, hee hee, we got it. We got it.
Yeah, we really just kind of let her run down her own train there. But
it's pretty fun.
Yeah.
She's a good sport too. she loves a good joke.
She was a good sport about it. We also, while we were there, bought boogie boards. That's a really popular thing to do there on the beaches. The waves come in and you can kind of body surf or use boogie boards, and they're for sale kind of everywhere. Every little beach shop, all the grocery stores, everywhere sells them. And they're pretty cheap, and they're a lot of fun.
Yeah.
It was a lot of fun. In fact, I think we found out too late that there were some at our condo that you could just check out,
some.
But we had already bought some. So that was a lot of fun. We did get into some jellyfish. A couple of the days that they were there, the jellyfish were pretty bad. And so you kind of got to watch out for that.
Yeah, that was a real bummer too, because if you get stung by jellyfish, you don't want to go back in.
Yeah, it stings pretty good, and you really, there was enough waves and the water was choppy enough, especially on those days, that you couldn't really see them.
Yeah,
until it was too late, and you'd kind of get stung. It wasn't.
Did anybody get
great.
stung?
Yeah, I did, and I know Casey did.
Thought. Okay, yeah, that's what I thought.
And it wasn't bad. It wasn't terrible, this horrible sting, but it and leaves a mark for a few days.
Yeah, no fun. Especially because the thing about Gulf Shores that can be really appealing for families is that it's really family friendly. But when you take a kid out there and they get stung by jellyfish, your day is over.
Yeah, that's a quick way to end things.
Yeah.
Another thing we did while we were there, Jeremy and I went and played golf. We played at Craft Farms, which was a great place, really nice course, really pretty course. We went out and played, and we played in the middle of the week, but kind of had the place to ourselves.
That's awesome, yeah.
Yeah, it was great. You girls dropped us off, and we played golf, and you came and picked us back up. It was awesome.
It was. That was nice. I mean, we liked it too. That's awesome. Yeah, I think we laid out by the pool maybe that day. And I've got this photo of me. Yeah, that might have been on the beach, actually. But I've got this photo of me with a strawberry-rita in my hand, which is so funny. Because it's not really my jam. I don't really care for that. But I didn't know it at the time.
We, I think we had gone to a 7-Eleven and got some got some beer and put it in the cooler, and I just bought a huge strawberry to hand to you whenever we got out on the beach.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, it was like a monster size. Yeah.
Yeah.
We also, we just had fun. Sometimes, on vacation, you just want to relax in ways that are easy and comfortable. And so I remember we were all watching an HBO show called The Night Of.
Yeah. The Night Of had just come out, and I think each evening, we were going to binge it a little bit. Mm-hmm. And so I know at least a couple evenings we got some cookie two-step from some Bluebell ice cream cookie two-step and watched some Night Of.
Yeah.
You can't beat that
really
on
fun.
vacation.
It was really fun because you've got this amazing view of the beach. You're overlooking this, the ocean, really, not just a beach, but the ocean. And so that was kind of fun. And we had so many different hashtags and taglines.
Oh, yeah. Hashtag Pina Colada Berg.
Oh, yeah. And then good times and tan lines. That was one.
There was another one. Wasn't there a poster in that condo that said sandy toes and salty kisses?
Oh, something like that. Yep. Oh.
Something cheesy.
Oh, man. We were and the funny thing with the Nelsons is that we often use hashtags in our text messages and stuff too. Yeah. So those hashtags have lived on. They've lived on far longer than that vacation did. So
they continue for sure.
And then the drive home was, everybody's exhausted and Casey and I are trying to, just be entertained, while we're driving and stuff. So we ended up watching this movie, which was an amazing movie. And it was this, but it was all in Swedish. Yeah. And
yeah, I know. Because you guys had the iPad or the laptop or whatever, and you're like, oh, we'll watch this movie in Swedish. So Jeremy and I are sitting in the front seat. Not only can we not see the movie, but what we're forced to listen to is Swedish dialogue. So we just heard
2 hours.
For 2 hours.
Yeah, it was so good. You really missed out.
Yeah, it was great.
Oh, man. Yeah, that was... we didn't intend to do that. We didn't realize it was in Swedish, but then the movie started out so intriguing from the very beginning. We were just it was about a tsunami, and immediately we were just well, we can't stop watching this. It's just a shame it's in Swedish. And that's so funny. Oh, and we have so many hilarious photos from this trip. I know Casey and I laughed so much. There are so many photos specifically of us laughing. And you can our listeners can check out some of those photos on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. We also upload these episodes to YouTube. It's just really fun to share these memories with people, and it's just fun.
Yeah. I'm sure a bunch of you have taken trips with family or friends, groups of people. So post some of those and tag us in it. We'd love to hear about your stories of trips with friends.
Yeah. And did you have a trip that ended up better than you expected? That's always fun to hear,
Yeah.
So
absolutely.
Yeah, so if you guys enjoyed today's episode, do us a favor, give us a 5-star review wherever you're listening. And then you can also subscribe to the Travel FOMO podcast. And you can learn more about the two of us on our website at travelfomopodcast.com.
That's right. And in our next episode, we are going just down the beach into Florida and talking about Destin.
Yes, Destin, Florida. And it is gorgeous.
Really pretty beaches.
A little bit prettier than Gulf Shores, I would say.
Yes, beaches are better in Destin. I would agree with that. And more crowded, but better beaches.
Yes, better beaches, better sand, and better, fewer jellyfish.
Yes, in our experience, definitely fewer jellyfish.
Yes. Okay, so just noting that for you guys. So tune in to the Destin episode. It was another great trip with the Nelsons, actually, too. So you're going to get to hear more about them. We love traveling with people we love because we know that life is short.
Wander well.